Hi Mariana, if you can hear me, please could you go over to YouTube to watch Satsang to begin with, because there are 9 people already in the Hangout and the 10 spaces for Ananta, but I will invite you in as soon as there's a space. Thank you.
Shankara Karunakara Jagadishwara Parameshwara Shankara Karunakara Jagadishwara Parameshwara Shankara Karunakara Jagadishwara Parameshwara Shankara Karunakara Jagadishwara Parameshwara. Jai Gurudev, Shri Satguru Ramana ki, hey! Babaji ki, hey! Guruji ki, hey! Super beautiful. Beloved, let our minds be entirely empty of the noise of the world. let us remain ever centered inside the pure heart of being. For there is nothing other than what is. Therefore, today, let us chant the holy name. Let us sing with joyful hearts in gratitude and praise to the supreme Lord of the universe. For our joy is abundant, and our heart light is brightened only by that which is our own source. Om Namah Shivaya. Om. Beloved, remember this. Wherever you are, wherever you may be, right there is a door into your inmost being. Enter fully the deep blue of infinite being. Merge yourself in the vibration of these heart songs, where you will find yourself one with truth, peace, and grace. Om.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. Namaste, everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Sadhguru Sri Mujiji ki Jai. Thank you for joining in. Everyone knows how this works. Okay, just in case there is someone new, if you're in the Hangout, the way to ask questions is to unmute your mic and to start speaking when you feel it is appropriate. And on YouTube chat, you can post your questions over there and we will look at them. I've got so many messages on forget about it. Now, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, we ended yesterday with saying that I was reminded of these Italian actors in American movies, especially in the gangster movies. So they'll have this one phrase, which is forget about it. It's very useful. Because all that can be remembered is just our stories from our memory. So if you just forget about it, then what's there? So for the entire satsang, can we just say, forget about it? What is it that you refuse to forget about? That which we refuse to forget about is the source of our identity. Like we have this example of the memory of a fish. Just a 5-second or a 3-second memory. And can this fish hold a grievance? Can it hold any resentment? Is it seeking something? The seeker identity. Does it carry the concept of free or bound? Does it have goals? come up with a good 5-year plan, and in 5 seconds it is forgotten. So if we forget about everything, is it that I does not remain? Is it that we stop existing? But no concept about this I can survive. So if all of this is just reliant on memory, it is just reliant on memory, then how can it be speaking about the now? You see? So it is just something which is coming from the past, some idea we have about ourselves. So what can we say without reliance on this concept of time itself? So if we were to keep time itself aside for some time, then what can we say about the right now? No past, no future. Because life is happening always in the moment, in the now, which is prior to the birth of time, actually. So time kept aside. We are not coming from anywhere, we are not going anywhere. Just here now. Also, can we keep then space aside? Can we keep space also aside? So time and space, whatever seems to be appearing in this continuum of time and space, it can continue to appear if we don't give it meaning for just some time.
What do you mean with space?
Space, this spatial space, 3 dimensions of space. Just like time is there, seems to be moving in the 4th dimension, second, 1 second, next second, like this. Similarly, this space is there. So these are 3 dimensions and then the 4th dimension of time. So what happens is that something is moving in space but relies on the movement in the 4th dimension as well. It cannot move just in the 3 dimensions. It also moves in time.
So 3 dimensions being one is space.
Length, breadth, height is the 3 dimensions. So the 3 dimensions is the spatial world and the 4th dimension of time. Anyway, we don't need to get technical about it. We just say that time is this movement of the seconds movement of time, and space is this, what is appearing, this front, this back, this height, this, the cube takes length, breadth, height, so we studied that. So the 3 dimensions of space and the 4th dimension of time, suppose it was allowed to appear, but we did not care anymore, at least for some time. What is appearing in these 4 dimensions?
But that's different from using put it aside. Because time I understand.
Yes, so that's why I'm saying that what I mean by keeping space aside would just be to say I withdraw meaning from it for some time. I do not care about the content of space for some time. So if you don't care about the movement of time and don't care about the what is appearing in the space in front of me, then what remains? What is that? Is it the end? Does it seem like it is the end? If there is no meaning in this, what is appearing, and no meaning in time, what actually happens?
The question comes, where is it all happening?
Where is it all happening? So wherever it is happening, we are saying no meaning to that right now. So we can say
not as
spatial, not spatially where. Yes. So before we can answer where it is happening, we must find out where I am, isn't it? Then relative to that, then I can say it is 2 kilometers from you. or 2 centimeters from you. First, can we identify where I am? See? So, if you can say no meaning given to time and to space, then can we find ourselves spatially? Can we find our location?
How do I not? It's like, how do I not give meaning to the pain that's there?
Yeah.
That I don't know what it means, but it seems to mean something.
But already, if you don't know what it means, then you're not giving meaning to it. It's here, just like this is here. So if you don't say good, bad, should be here, should not be here, then it is just here. This is exactly what I mean. Not to withdraw meaning from it will not mean that, okay, if I withdraw meaning from this candy, does not mean that the candy will disappear. Same way, something feels that, okay, once I've withdrawn meaning from the pain, then the pain should disappear now. You see, that is not necessary. Just we are saying we are not giving it a label, we are not giving it a meaning, we are not giving it an interpretation.
Pain is a label.
Yes, just like candy is a label, but we're not saying good candy, bad candy. We're not saying should be here, should not be here. It's just an identifier that we're using. Even if so if you are not to give that label also, not give candy label, pain label, then sensation label. Can we find ourselves? We're so used to looking out for ourselves in time and space that now we're saying, okay, for a few moments, don't give any meaning to time and space. Does it mean that I lost myself?
It feels like
One thing?
just one.
Yeah. Which is what? The appearance is one? The
It's
appearance
like
of time and
everything is
space?
one.
Everything?
Behind,
Yeah.
I'm also there.
Yeah.
Everything is one.
Yes.
Just came. Something.
Yeah. This is good. This is good. So you see that everything is like one. Everything is one. And you exist in this oneness or no?
Yeah, I mean, it's
As
all
just one.
one.
Yes, yes. Very good. So then, is it easier to say that it is one existence, one presence, than to say that now that I have withdrawn meaning from time and space, everything ceases to exist? Which seems to be truer?
Everything is there. It's
Yeah.
like it's all one.
So when we withdraw meaning from time and space, it is not that existence stops, isn't it? Existence is, the presence is still here. So if you were to just inquire like this and keep all the content of the appearance aside for some time, very quickly we can come to this point of discovering this oneness, this point of self-discovery. What I am.
It's a huge relief to
Yes.
these two things
Yeah.
down
Yes.
in time.
It's a big relief to just keep time and space down for some time.
Can I say something, Father?
Yes, my dear, you can come. Just 1 second.
I just say that it seems like we are bearing this
Yes.
whole
Yeah.
load
Yes.
of space and time. We can just sort of
Let it go.
let it go.
Yes.
It's always accompanied by a huge relief. But somehow the clock starts ticking again after the one.
Without picking up the sense of personal I, the clock will not tick. See? So this, actually when we let go of any investment, any meaning in time and space, that is when we become truly open. And anytime we pick up this sense of personal identification, that is when we've created a seeming resistance to what is.
I think Krishnaji talks about two kinds of time. He says chronological and psychological time. And he says chronological, there is no problem with it. But according to me, like even in any kind of time, I find it burdensome to engage with, and I don't know what to do with it because it just keeps ticking, and you don't know how to fill it. So I feel that they are both one.
Yes, all time is psychological.
Yes.
See, not just saying like that, because you see that in one night, the one seeming night, you can have 10 dreams of one full lifetime each. You can have a morning dream which seemed to last 20 minutes. It happens, no? My kids wake me up at 7:30, then I go back to sleep. And I could have a dream in which I dreamt an entire lifetime, and I wake up again at 8:15. So then time must be just a space, it must be a projection from this consciousness itself. So I don't see any difference between, what is it, chronological and psychological. I don't see. Okay, Mariano wanted to say something. You can come, my dear.
Namaste, Father.
Hello.
It seems like I can perceive equally my surroundings and my body. Still, there is the sense and the feeling that I am inside the body somehow, even though I can perceive equally both outside and inside the body, but the sense that the body is needed or the brain is needed for perceiving still there, like, I don't know, that I'm inside here, still that feeling persists.
Is it that I am inside, or is it that I am is inside here? It's a little subtle. Is it that I am inside, or is it that I am is inside? And if it doesn't make sense, you can ask.
No. Still, I perceive the sense that I live inside the body, even though I can see and perceive both the body and the outside and the same, because I perceive both of them. Still, the sense that I live inside is there, like I live inside this thing called body. Not that I am. I mean, like somebody. That sense is still there.
So, this sense that I am, I exist, is also not the body. In fact, the entire universe is the body of this I am, but it seems to be emanating for most of us, seems to be emanating from the heart center. There are also some who seem that it could be from the sixth chakra or something like this. So all these different variations can be there, but for most, it seems to be emanating in this heart center, which Bhagavan also used to call the heart. But this one that is aware of this sense I am, can we locate a center for this one? Which part of the body? The one that is aware also of this sense I am. Can we find any location to this one?
No, not really.
Yes. So when we check, am I aware now? Do we have to refer to a certain part of our body to check the existence of awareness? Where do we need to check?
It's not a physical place.
It's a physical place.
Awareness itself.
So this awareness, is it separate from you? Is it at some distance from you?
No, not really. No, distance is not a measure in that. I can't get away or get closer to it.
Is there something else which differentiates you and awareness? If it is not distance, is there anything else which is different?
No, just no, not really. The mind may seem to make it like it seems to be, but not really.
The mind is coming up with all kinds of stories, but the mind is not important in this conversation. So we see that I don't need to find any, I cannot, when I look, also find any physical reference point which is awareness. It is just here, but I cannot say it is here or outside here. Awareness is just here. So when I check, am I aware now? I don't need to look at a particular place, not in a particular location. So this one, if we cannot find the location, then does it really seem like it is inside the body?
No, but like the sensations of the body are stronger. Maybe that's why. Maybe I have that feeling that they're in a way it seems they are closer. I know they are not, and I see that like those vibrations on the body are stronger. Maybe the outside surroundings or something like that.
It seems this way because the presence itself, being itself, seems to be present in the heart center of the body. It is not, but it feels like that. You see, the sensation is like that. So this is okay. This is completely natural. It is completely natural that you will find that these sensations which are happening inside the body, these seem closer to us than what seems to be happening in front of this body. And yet, when you check, you will find that as awareness, you cannot locate yourself inside this body or inside this world anywhere actually. You cannot find a spatial center for awareness. It just is not in time and space, not moving in time and space.
Yeah. Thank you, Father. I love you.
Piteri on YouTube asks, hello beloved Sadhguru, I have a question about our conditioning. Why after something is understood, it's still knocking on, so to say, for attention for so long? Why for time to time, again and again, the same thing is asking for attention and is looked at over something else? For example, and this body has much more effect than something like I am a banana. I usually use the example I am an orange, but banana is good. Even if it's not really different, to believe one over the other. This is very good. So you say, actually, in reality, I see that I am the body is no different than saying I am a banana. Then why is it that this sense I am the body seems to have more power than the idea I am a banana? Because this idea I am this body has been nourished with a lot of belief for a long time. See? It has been provided the nourishment of belief for a long time, and that's why it gets more attention. That which has been believed more attracts our attention more. So over a period of time, so much belief has gone to this idea, I am this body, ever since childhood, isn't it? Our parents have said, this is your hand, move your legs. So this idea is strongly conditioned deep inside us. And therefore, because so much belief has gone to it, it seems like just to see once does not cure us of our need, of our habit to give this concept attention and belief also. But as you keep coming in satsang, more and more you will find that this belief is getting weaker and weaker. The sense that I am this body gets minimized more and more. Note that I am not saying that it vanishes. Sometimes it vanishes momentarily. But this, some element of this sense, I am this body, will continue as long as this life in this realm is there. You see, that's why you don't find, I say jokingly often, that's why you don't find that sages are jumping off buildings and sages are walking into the ocean saying, I'm one with the ocean. You see? Because this minimalistic sense that this body, I am this body, still continues. And it's very natural for it to continue like this in this realm. But it will not be enough. So, like Bhagavan said, it will be a burnt rope. A rope which seemed to have so much power earlier now becomes a burnt rope. Actually, I don't know how long you've been listening to Satsang, but what I share here is that I am the body itself is not a very harmful idea. It is the I am a person sense which is more harmful, which causes more suffering. And how do we know this? When we look at our life and we look back and we see what were my problems. What did I suffer from the most? You will say it was because of relationships, it was because of a sense of security, which is work or money in the bank. It was about finding freedom itself, the spiritual journey. So these three have nothing to do with the body actually, very little to do with the body. So which sense is this? Are they working on? Which sense are they operating from? They are operating from the sense of being a person. Even the health of the body, even the state of the body is not the body's problem. The body is not looking at the health of the body as the problem. It is our sense of a separate identification of a person which is the problem. The one that seems to be the owner of this body has a problem with the health of the body. So this one, once you have explored this one and found that it doesn't exist actually, then the functioning of the body, the natural taking care of the body, none of that will be a problem. Even this little bit of sense that I am this body will not cause trouble. Vanaja is on YouTube. Vanaja asks a question. She says, Namaste Ananta ji. It feels like the ultimate witnessing happens through the consciousness. In the absolute awareness is just nothing but peace. Wanted to check. You say that feels like the ultimate witnessing happens through consciousness. So let's look at this a little bit. There is no conscious. So maybe it's a question of definition. So let's see if we can come to some sense of clarity about the definitions. You are aware that there is something called sleep state. You say that there is sleep state, I went to sleep and then I woke up. Therefore, you are aware that there is a sleep state and there is a waking state. Otherwise, all there would be is the waking state. There would be no concept of sleep. What would happen is that one moment waking state was there, and then the next moment the waking state was there, but the appearance around it all changed. It was dark and suddenly it is light. You see, if there was no awareness of the state called sleep state, then we would say that this sudden time shift happens once a day. You see? But instead we say, I went to sleep and then I woke up. Therefore, you are aware that there is something called the sleep state. Therefore, there is awareness even in the sleep state. But this sense of being, the sense of consciousness, the sense that I am, is not there. So when waking state comes, it is this that wakes up, the sense of being, the sense that I am. And for the world of duality to function, there's always me and the world, me in the world or me and the world. Okay? So this sense of I am, which we call consciousness, wakes up. Now, in the light of this consciousness, all of this world is functioning. And also the phenomenal perceiving is happening through the senses. In the light of this consciousness, the phenomenal witnessing is happening, that much we can say. Okay. But what I refer to as the ultimate witnessing, the pure witnessing, is that which witnesses even this sense of being you are aware of. You are aware of presence. You are aware that I am. Okay. And then consciousness is witnessing everything phenomenally, and you are that witness which witnesses even this phenomenal witnessing. You see, because your question is like that, I have to use these words which for some of you might seem a little abstract or confusing, but let's keep it simple. You are aware that there is phenomenal witnessing also happening because the sense of being is here. You see? So this awareness, this is the ultimate witnessing which I am speaking of. This is the pure seeing which I am referring to. That which is aware of the movement of attention, that is aware of the phenomenal witnessing, of the tasting of food, of the seeing of appearances. There is an awareness of all of this phenomenal witnessing as well. So this awareness is prior. This awareness is the same as the awareness that there is sleep here, or there is waking here, or there is dream here. Therefore, we can say that this awareness is the ultimate witnessing. The phenomenal witnessing appears in consciousness. Then you said in the absolute awareness is just nothing but peace. So when attention goes right back home to the root, then it is rooted in awareness itself. Then not even sense I am. You can call it Turiya state or whatever state you want to say. You see? So when attention is just in awareness, then nothing, not even peace you can say. You see? Not even peace you can say, because there is nothing phenomenal. Not even love you can say. Not even peace you can say. Then you have to use different definitions for love and peace. The confusion comes like this, isn't it? The confusion comes like this, that most often we are referring to the phenomenal presence of these energies called love and peace, and we feel that this is all there is. But actually, in awareness itself, when we see that all there is this oneness, then without even any phenomenal tasting of love, you can say that this is love. Without even a blissful sense of peace, you can say that this is peace. Because this is the love, this is the peace which is beyond phenomena, which is in the one awareness itself. So sometimes these confusions can come, that Papaji said, beyond awareness there is love. And we confuse that to be this phenomenal love which is experienced or tasted. And then it becomes confusing, because then you say, but I am aware even of this love. Therefore, I as awareness must be prior to this love, which is right, which is the right way to look at it. But in this way, when Papaji must have been speaking, he was just speaking about this sense of just this oneness as awareness, no two. And no separation means love, you see. So this love is different from the phenomenal experience or the phenomenal state of love. Same can be said for peace also. I wonder if it makes sense what I say. It can be a bit strange for Jasminder, because we see each other in work situations and things like this. And in those times, I'm not sitting like that. There's something about the presence of Satsang which is so. Being. Shanti says, Om Namah Shivaya Guruji. At your divine feet I lay my life and let my mind rest in peace forever there. I pray may my heart be one with you forever. Devika said, body very tired here, father, must sleep. I love you very much. Night, night, Sangha. Good night, my dear. Vanaja says, thank you. We'll listen to this again.
I think something sitting with like a week.
Huh?
Once you said.
Yes, yes, yes.
Like the whole last week, every time I come here, it seems to go away, and then I leave. I don't really know. I feel like that desire energy came out last week, and then the whole week is like pushed in or brought up every single like relationship related, but which I just pushed away. It's just
It still comes up strongly. Is that what it is?
feel like something. I don't know what it is. I'm like going unburden something.
Suppose you didn't know what it was called. Suppose just some energy was there and you didn't label it anything. It's still a burden. How does it operate? It can operate visually. Some visual can come. It seems like interesting or exciting something. Some energy can be there. Some seeming sense of longing can be there. All this it can come with. Is it really a burden?
It feels like a pain. I'm crying. Like I want to cry, and so I cry, and it kind of builds up again. Kind of bubble that I know.
Whatever might be appearing, the mind convinces you that it is about what is appearing. But it never is about what is appearing. Who is it appearing to? If it feels like something is happening, who is it happening to? So when something comes, rather than saying, oh no, not again, it's back. Let's get rid of it. Say, okay, another good opportunity to check who is this happening to? Can we look at it like that? And then when you look, what do you find? Nothing. Which means that there is nobody to whom this is happening. Do you see like this or no? Or still, because if you go on reporting from what it seems like or what it feels like or what you think about it, then you can also think, yes, what Ananta is saying must be right. But what do you see? When this sense can come, it can seem like some strong energetic movement is here. And when you inquire, who is this happening to? You find any evidence of a me.
Not a tangible, still a sense of.
Yeah. What sense? What do you mean? Sense means what? Well, let's look at it. It's okay.
There's like a meanness to it.
What do you mean meanness?
So you say, oh, this is me, but that's not me.
Yes, yes. Wow. There's a point where it becomes a deduction. You see, you reduce because something is present, therefore it must be mine. See, you must cut that point of deduction out. So there's a appearance of some energy. So now already you're at this point where you see, where every thought you would say is my thought. Now you are able to say thoughts are just coming and going. They have nothing to do with me, mostly. The same way now with feelings. Same way now with sensations also you can see. So there comes a presumption, that point of deduction, that this must be mine because it is here. It was the same with thoughts. Now it remains with these sensations or feelings. So when we inquire into them, we find every time that I cannot find the me in the first place. So who can they belong to?
So the seems like it's like a continuation. So I say, yes.
Also, one more point is that it is not true that we don't say what is outside is not mine. We can also say what is outside is mine. We even get our names printed on things. It's not me. But when feelings come, you say the feelings are me or mine. What convinces you that it is you? So let's keep all the mine aside. He said mine. Okay, good. That means not me. If it is mine, means there is a relationship with it, but it is not me. It belongs to me, but it is not me. So who is the me to which all that is mine belongs to?
So there's a familiarity. It's like it must be me because
This is the deduction which I'm talking about. See, this is the presumption. So what is the me which is not a presumption, which is actually tangibly here, to which all that is mine belongs to? And we can go step by step. So my stuff in the outer world, this is mine. Let's find the me to which it belongs. My body, this is my body. I'm getting older, this is happening to my body, it belongs to me, this is mine. So who is the me to which it belongs? My thoughts. They come and they go, they are mine. Which is the me to which they belong. Same way, my feelings, my sensations, my energies like desire, anger, fear, all of these, mine. All mine. Where is the me? Where is the me? Without any presumption, you're just looking for the me. You're not going to go with any, you're not going to jump over something and take a leap. We will walk step by step. So can we find this me to which all that is mine belongs? Not find. So if you cannot find, now you have a choice, seemingly. If you cannot find the me, Either you can keep pretending there is one, or you don't pretend. Which one do you pick? Huh?
I feel like I have the power not to.
Okay, I say you do. Huh? I say you have the power. You cannot find the me, but suppose you now, all of you have the choice. You can, in spite of not finding it, you can keep pretending there must be a me, or you say that I will not believe in this me till I can find at least one tangible attribute of this me.
But to inquire into the nature of subjects and to believe that it must be tangible, it is a belief, it is not open inquiry. If one is inquiring with openness, then the openness also includes that me or I may not be a form entity. It may be a formless entity. It may be a consciousness. It may be something that I don't know. So the question that you are saying that find if you are an entity.
This is good. This is good. Can the formless say that something is mine in form? So the question was, can we find the me which claims that all of this is mine? So that which is formless, does it say that this which is in form is mine? In fact, to make a report like that, the formless would first have to use its dynamic formy aspect,
Yes,
and then report from there. You see?
That's why we cannot answer, because when we inquire inside, then we see that there is a conscious presence.
Yes.
And
so the only then what you could give as an answer is that it is this presence or this consciousness itself, which is the owner of all that we can say is mind, isn't it? But is that what we are referring to when we are saying, and she says that it is my desire, it is something which is burdening me? That is not what we are referring to. So only it is a concept, the concept of the me, which causes the trouble. If you were to relate this me to the pure sense I am, then no trouble. So to say I cannot find this me, or I find only presence, both is okay. But in either case, we cannot presume the existence of an individual entity, the me.
why not? Why not?
As long as we say that it's just a presumption, the individual separate entity is just a presumption. If we know that like that, and conversationally we're saying, okay, yes, today I woke up a little late or early or something. Conversationally, it is fine because we know that we're just presuming, speaking from the place of presumption.
Okay, in the present moment, there is this conscious presence in which the mind comes and goes, and when it is inquired that to whom this mind is appearing, then the attention again falls back to this presence.
Yes.
But I cannot deny that it exists, or I exist. I cannot deny that.
No one can deny that. Yes. You're not denying that. You're only denying the existence of a separate individual personal entity.
But without identifying with the mind, there is no concern that whether I am separate or not, whether it is union or not.
So that's why I say don't identify with the mind or don't believe your next thought.
But it appears to be to live in the human reality, who knows nothing but survival and procreation, identified just with the body. If I could raise questions like what is the purpose of my existence? Who am I? So I
must what?
So is it what you would advise to live?
It's okay. Is it sounding like I'm just advising that you have this very robotic life or something like this? Is it what it is?
No, it's not robotic, but it's I feel it's living like animal.
Living like an animal, very basic,
Yes.
very basic.
No, not basic, but an animal. It does not have an intellectual faculty, so it cannot uh, do those things that a human can do. For example, the level of light. Uh, okay, sorry for all of this. And inquiry, you suggested the inquiry, and you suggested that if you inquire, then you can't find me. But I am denying from it that I can never say that I cannot find me. But now I see that I wrongly identified myself with things that I was not, but still there is a sense of me.
There's a sense of being. There's a sense I am.
Yes.
So this sense I am is not claiming ownership over anything which is saying mine. So that's why the question was, who is this me which says that this is mine? Who says these objects are mine, this body is mine, these thoughts are mine, these feelings are mine? Is there such an entity? And all of us must ask this. We feel my stuff, my body, my thoughts, my feelings, and we keep working on fixing why can't I lose these thoughts? Why do these feelings have to come, these sensations? Why can't I have better stuff? Why can't I have a better body? All of this which we are claiming to be mine, who is the me to which it belongs? Can we find the existence of such a me?
Okay, then what's the next step? I cannot find myself as a tangible entity, but as this conscious presence. What is the next step? Should I live as this?
Yes,
Should I
please.
move as this?
Yes, please. Please do. Of course.
But that would mean to be completely identified from this current.
Yes, please.
What are the teachings of the sages that
Yeah.
said that you must,
So, yes.
must find out that before the physical cause?
Yes, find out what? The presence which you are speaking of has to be found out. Now you found out. Now what?
No, I cannot say that this presence will be there even if this body drops. And it was there before the birth of this body. I cannot say this.
But you can say that that which is aware of the presence is there. See, let's look at it together a little bit. So you say that, very well you said, I cannot be sure that this presence will continue when the body drops. Because I see that when sleep comes, then this presence is not there. Huh? But I see that the presence is back when in the dream another body is there, but the presence is back. So even this presence seems to be coming and going. You see? But this one, which is aware of all of these states, including presence and absence, is that also coming and going? And if this awareness itself was not there, then who would report on anything at all? Who would be there to say, what do I do?
So obviously there is awareness. What am I to look at?
Are you asking as awareness or as what?
I'm asking if I am of your presence.
as I am, as presence, you can only look at phenomenal things.
I can investigate without using the mind. In no mind, these questions does not arise.
Yes. So the answers to these questions are only to remove the other thorns of the sense of conditioning which are there. They have no meaning to you in reality.
Brahma described that when the source of thought is traced back, then you will find it that it is the self, it is the real self. But when I to trace the source of this of the I thought also, then I find that there is only the silence in which it appears. I can't find it.
So when you look together and say, what is the origin of this thought?
And when you look together, not so bad.
Yes, this itself is good. No? So you say when we sit together, then thoughts itself become silence. And yet I am here. You yourself said cannot be denied. But I am here. And you are aware that I am is here. So this I, which remains irrespective of whether I am is here or not, this one is what you are.
What is its relation with the body? Is there body?
It's a grandfather. I'll tell you why. So in it, the present, the being is born. Yes? When being is born, body is born. Therefore I say it is the grandfather of the body. Now the grandson cannot report on where the grandfather was born. Cannot go to that moment and see this is how the birth of awareness happened. This is later.
And sometimes I feel a little resistance causing by because in my own experience I have seen that it is by time that the phase moves us from one stage to another, from one state to another state. And when certain seeing has to happen, then it happens by itself. For example, someone was saying in Hangout that it is the consciousness which is the ultimate witness. It is not I as a person who is witnessing this. So what can I do? Nothing as a person.
Yeah, but to see that no person exists and then to refer to yourself as a person again makes no sense to me.
Okay, so in this stage, what would be the advice of master? Should I not follow the master when he says, find out that before the candle burns out? Should I not follow the master when he suggests and find that which is unchanging? Should I not follow the master?
Yes. Find out who is following the master when this following happens. When the question is asked, I'll give you a simpler one. When the question is asked, am I aware now? Find out who is checking.
I feel all answer is in the realm of mind. In silence, there is no reporting
This,
mind.
am I aware now? Is it an answer from the mind?
It brings us to this place of silence.
I'm not talking about the reporting of the answer, which could be the word yes. I'm saying the checking for whether I'm aware now. Is that also happening with the mind? And then what would the mind be? Something beyond just the energetic bundle of thoughts? If it had the ability to check. What can check whether awareness is here? What can check whether I am aware?
Why is it the difference in a sage and a normal identified human being? That when these movements are happening, it feels that I am doing these movements. And in sage, it is not this that I am doing. Yeah. Why is it?
Just the difference is, like I say, if you want to see God pretending to be a person, believe your next thought. Why sage in person? Let's say God in person. What is the difference between God and person? If you want to see God pretending to be a person, just believe your next thought. In that instant, when you are unidentified, unassociated being, you are a sage. So Meher had to go. He's listening from YouTube. So Om said, Father, like you said, I noticed that when identified as the self, in this openness, free of comparison or judgment, only love is. There is a natural love without conditions. It seems to be the purity of this emptiness and all its possibility. But as soon as the person arises, if identification shifts to person, there is an automatic construction as judgment and comparisons arise from this self-centered viewpoint. Love has condition associated with it, and it belongs to some made-up identity that we attach to. All delusion, Father. Yes. Very beautiful. Priya said, all my love to Father and Sangha. Thank you, Priya. Jenny says, hello, Father. Thank you so much. Love you beyond. Love you too, my dear. You have to go, remember?
May I come up, Father?
Of course you can, my dear. Please come.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
I usually talk too loud, so I just wanted to make sure I wasn't yelling.
It's good. It's very good.
Can you go over again how to deal with the deep-seated triggers that come up? And even though you can see and you know where they're coming from, they just come out of the blue and there's no controlling. I mean, I don't want this process to hurt the people that I love, but I was just like a horrible person this weekend. And I was trying not to be a person, and nothing was working, and I just don't know what to do with this but to give it to you because it's just this horribly deep-seated trigger surrounded by control, and now I understand that it's a personal space. I'm supposed to be open, and the more I read the contemplations and that I'm trying to open and open, and then I go to this family reunion where there's just enclosed, nowhere to go, and I'm trapped, and I'm trying to open, and the personal space issue comes up, and I didn't know what to do with it. I couldn't do anything with it at all. And I tried to go away and take a walk, and I tried to do everything I could, and I had no internet, I had no song, I had nobody to shake me out of it, you know, and anyway, I don't want to keep going on and on. I don't want to create a story. I just want to know what to do with it so I can get rid of it. If that makes any sense.
Like the reason why there's so much movement towards simplicity from here, is because I know that when we come to satsang and we hear the words, sometimes it can seem like, what am I supposed to do with all of this? Because we hear the words awareness, consciousness, we say oneness, openness, we hear all of this. We say, yes, yes, it must be true, it must be true. When I look at these ones who share these beautiful words, I feel that it is true, but what do I do with this? This can be frustrating, you see. And that is why there's so much movement towards simplicity here. And I felt that one of my greatest gifts to all of you is just this simple pointing. Just don't believe the next thought. In this, because it is so simple, it seems a little bit trivial, you see. But I want to share a little more about this, because no matter what is appearing, it could be whatever, it could be a tsunami, it could be a storm, it could be outside, it could be seemingly inside. Nothing that is ever appearing is a problem. Nothing that is ever appearing is a problem unless first we identify it as me or mine. And the only way to identify with something, it could be our own emotions, it could be strong sensation, strong pain coming inside us. The only way we call it me or mine is by believing a thought. The only way to identify is through belief in thought. And without identification, we can never say that something is a problem. It is not possible for me to suffer without believing a concept or a thought about myself. And sometimes they can sound like beautiful, beautiful thoughts. I don't want to be a bad person. I want everyone around me to be happy. You see? But even this, I don't want to be a bad person, is not the voice of God. You see? Although it sounds like a very beautiful thing, it is still not the voice of God. It is still the person saying, I don't want to be a bad person. You see? So ultimately, even this is a concept. Even this is a thought. So who are you, and which problem remains when you're not believing your next thought?
I understand everything that you're pointing to, and I tried very hard to follow. I spent the entire weekend in this battle with my mind, constantly negating every thought, and and it would help for a while, and then it just, I think it was after I finally got to my own space again that I started really trying to figure out why I couldn't just relax and enjoy myself. And some of the things that was upsetting me were so ridiculous. These just made no sense at all, and it just keeps coming up very strongly about the personal space. And I know that there's no person, and I know I just keep repeating that. Just don't believe the next thought, and eventually that will kick in. And
I'd like to share a little more. I'd like to share a little more about this, because what can happen is that we make a resistive process out of not believing the next thought. We make sort of a resistive process out of it. So when a thought comes, something, and then the opposite wants to So when you say I was negating everything which the mind was saying, this is an activity which can result in some sort of a resistance coming. You see? So a thought is saying blah 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 ABC whatever, then you're trying to negate it by another thought which is saying something else XYZ. So and you're hoping that these two will collide and just explode and finish. You see? Something like this. But what is actually needed is something simpler. You allow all thoughts to come. You allow them to come and you allow them to go. And don't give them your belief. Huh? In this way, we are not resisting anything. We are not negating anything. Now, we are not fearful of any thought which comes. Everything is allowed to come and to go. We're just not giving it our belief. But you will find that some still get your belief, the one that have been the most strongly nourished, the ones which have been the strongest part of your attachments, the ones that you're most fearful about. You might find that it seems like some belief is going to them automatically. So what do you do with these? These are the ones you bring into your inquiry. You say that this thought that I'm being a terrible person still seems to keep getting my belief. Or the thought I want to be a good person still seems to get my belief over and over. So then when these thoughts are recurring and belief seems to be going to them, and you pull these into your inquiry, you welcome them. And you say, who is it that wants to be a good person? And don't leave the inquiry. Don't change the question because the mind very quickly says, okay, you feel better now, it's good, let's forget about it. Yeah? But when you pull something into your inquiry, then don't leave it till it's resolved. Say, who is it that doesn't want to be a bad person? Who wants to be a good person? Who can I find this one? And then whatever might happen, sometimes it might feel like some strong resistance is coming. Sometimes it might feel like, oh, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling better now. You see, either way, you don't leave the inquiry till you see this. It is your own experience, your own seeing that there is nobody here to be a good or bad person. And in this way, then, these thoughts which have been nourished a lot, which have got a lot of belief, we peel the power out of them. They become, we take all the juice out of them in the inquiry and we see there is nobody here. This thought belongs to nobody. And then you might actually laugh at the thought. When you really inquire into it and you find there is nobody here, you might actually laugh at the thought. Then when you see that it is a completely ridiculous idea, that I must be a good person or I must be a bad person, either of these, when you see that it's a ridiculous idea because there is no person. This has to be your own seeing. There has to be this contentment and laughter about it. And I see, yes, there is no person. Then you will find that the mind doesn't use this card on you as much as it did earlier. It starts reducing in power.
But is it a good thing that I'm going through all this right now? I mean, my mind was very calm before I surrendered, I thought. And I could be in with no thoughts for long periods of time. And now it's just been just crazy.
Yeah. Because it tests, life tests your surrender. Life tests your surrender. What happens is we say, I surrender, which means what? It means that everything that happens now is your problem. You are the doer and you are the experiencer. I am surrendered at your feet. Huh? Then the mind becoming active is whose problem? Who has to deal with it?
You do.
Yes. Yes. See, because I do, then it's my problem. And if this is clear, that the Guru, God, is the one doer and the one experience. All that is happening is for him to deal with. Then what is left to be done?
Can I surrender again?
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you.
It's very natural that it flows like this, because what happens is that even whatever expectations there are from surrender, that itself has to also be surrendered, you see. There are many, especially in India, who go to so many temples and they say, it's all you, it's all you. And then 1 week later, they go back to the temple, I surrendered, but life did not get better for me. So then if it is all God, if it is all Guru, then it is Guru's life which did not get better or got better. True surrender is the seeing that God or Guru is the one doer, the one experiencer. If God is doing everything, then God is experiencing everything. Therefore, the true prayer is like this. All that happens in this life is yours. All that there is you. Even the one that is making this prayer is you.
I want to say that sometimes we feel, at least I wait for the next mind attack to see which I'm coming out with flying feathers. And the more tools I have to counter it, the more it gets out of control. The more I feel I'm better at for it. So because even in the process of just countering it, because it's being done by thought, and the attack is also in terms of thought.
Exactly.
So basically,
It doesn't work. Imagine if a thought worked, then we would all be in trouble.
I must be willing to come out of it like a fool, but
Yeah.
I must totally believe.
One was willing to come out of it as nothing. Go into it as nothing and come out of it as nothing. What can hurt nothing?
There is some in my who is this thought troubling.
Yes.
So when I'm at that time there is this is troubling me, and then I can't take it any further than that.
Yes, but who is the me? Who the thought is troubling?
It just feels like me, and it is troubling. So it just freezes me.
Okay, so let's ask now, who is this me? Can you report from there so we can look together? Because then it's a stop. You see, if you're willing to stop at the sense that it just seems like me, then we're just relying on a feeling for the answer. There's a sense of me or the feeling of me. The feeling, just like a thought can report whatever, is the one that is witness to this feeling. Is that the me? Okay, so let's go from the beginning. There's a troubling thought. You imagine the troubling thought. Suppose something troubles you.
So I won't imagine it.
Is there anything now? Is there?
Yes.
Yes, good. So this thought is there. Who does it trouble? That's the inquiry, isn't it? Where is the me to which this thought is bothersome? Now you report what you find.
Yeah, okay. It feels like a feeling, a sensation, feeling of pain or hurt or something.
Yes. So this feeling is there. This feeling is there. You're the witness to the feeling, or you inside the feeling?
I feel inside the feeling.
Yes, you feel that, but what do you see? When you check now, the feeling is there. And you can have the sense that I'm there in this thing, but primarily, where do you find yourself? Are you looking at it, or is the feeling primary?
Right now I feel that I'm looking at it.
Yes.
But many a time I'm so close to it that
it can seem like this.
Yes.
It can seem like this, but right now is good enough. You see, right now, the thought came, and it was accompanied by some feeling of hurt or something. And when I check, I can see that I am witnessing this. See? Now, this witness, is it hurt or touched by the content of the feeling?
No, but then it feels like it's like being in denial.
No, so denial would be that we are hiding from something. This is the opposite of denial, because we are opening ourselves to this. We are opening ourselves to this, and we are really looking. You see, denial would be to cover our eyes and pretend it doesn't exist. Here, this is the opposite. We're saying, okay, feeling is here. Now, I'm looking at it. How is it actually touching me? How is it affecting me? So this is not denial. This is the opposite, actually. We are very openly just exploring what the feeling is doing to me. It's not doing anything. You see? So, in this way, this is the purpose of the inquiry. You find that what I am remains untouched by the content of whatever the feeling might be. It is only the presumed idea that because the feeling is there, something is happening to me which causes trouble. Only the idea that when this feeling is there, something is happening to me is a presumption. Then you see that all feelings are allowed to come and to go, because what there seems to be is this infinite space which has enough room for all feelings, and this space remains untouched no matter what the feeling might be, whether it is joy or whether it is hurt or whatever it might be. So it is only the idea that we have about ourselves which seems to get attacked when these feelings come. Nothing reality gets truly affected by it. See? And then the mind can come with some trump cards and say, but you are now just in denial or something. No? Then you say, okay, how? What do you mean by denial? Denial would mean that I'm ignoring something which is apparent.
It feels more actually because when you feel that, oh, if I look at it like this, then it doesn't seem so painful.
Yes.
Hence I'm in denial.
Yeah.
It's the other.
So don't make any presumptions or any deductions. Anytime there's a hence or we're taking a leap actually. So say I will not believe anything that I do not see. So if I'm seeing this, then show me where is the denial, what am I denying? See? Don't go with any inferences or deductions. Because this inferences, the me itself is an inference. The me itself is an inference because we say, because this feeling is here, therefore there must be a me. The feeling of hurt is there, therefore there must be a me. The thought that I must be a good person is there, therefore there must be a person. So this inference is all the trouble. You see. If you don't infer, you'll see that all of this is getting washed clean very fast.
Many times the mind tells exactly the opposite of what is actually there.
Yes.
Like when we are open, it says that we are independent and
Exactly.
like when we are present, like that we are hiding or
Exactly.
whatever. So it tries to sabotage that just the calm presence.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes, yes, like this. And what bigger example than to say that this presence itself, what you are itself, that itself hears from the mind all the time that you're not there yet, you're almost there, you haven't yet understood, there is a difference between the master and you, all these concepts. And this is the same trick of the mind. That which cannot be bound has come into the belief that that needs freedom. That is the greatest trick, you see. The biggest con job there ever was is this. That which could not be bound has now got this belief that it needs freedom.
But it haven't got. But if it had not got this belief
Yeah.
that it needs freedom, it would be living in the realm of desires.
Yeah.
The realm of desires.
Yes, yes, but all of this is pointing to the so-called seeming bondage. You see? So when you say desire, it is this that this supreme one, this presence itself, needs something. What is a desire? This idea that I need something, which is given belief, then becomes a desire. I don't want something, and given belief becomes an aversion, which is the same thing.
If you don't mind,
Yes.
there is a very strong spiritual conditioning
Yeah.
that is bothering me for quite a long time, and that is
You can
it's
say
not
it's
much radical.
We're now expecting something big to come. The trailer was very strong.
It's like I have always been knocking at the door of God. That please accept me, because I feel everything opens the door and invites me, and then I say, give me some more time, give me some more time to get to know. And it is because of this belief that I picked up on the spiritual process. That once the realization or the complete resolution of the identity or the person happens, then there is no further building up of karma. So the consciousness can only use what is available in that vehicle. For example, as the our scripture says, classify the karma in three categories, and the one is prarabdha, and prarabdha is for the survival into bandhan hetu and bhog hetu. And it is to understand the a sage, the intellectuals one, has defined it that if one who has realized the self, for him there is only bhog hetu karma, and there is no further building of karma. So, and by other masters also, I have listened that it is the same self or the same truth that all the sages have realized, but it is expressed in various ways, and there are many who had never spoken the same truth that they realized. So there is this belief that if the person does not build up the proper vehicle for the not for the line of this teaching, I have no interest for that, but just for the continuance of the survival process of this body. For example, I myself have seen that if I allow the presence to take over, then I find no interest in anything at all. I want to just sit and live and forget everything else. But it is by this belief that I feel that person has to build up or develop the vehicle, and then it hands over the vehicle to the God for the God to use it afterwards. So it is this that I cannot get over. For example, it is said no, that God says that when one is in touch with that uh, peace or with that essence, then motivations and inspirations, true inspirations comes. But it will only come if the vehicle is already prepared for it. For example, uh, the one who is an illiterate sage cannot automatically start giving out the theories of physics if he got organization. In the same way, the small things of the life. So
Yes, and it's okay. When we talk like this is fine. But let's explore one thing together, maybe. To explore that, you say that as a person, I want to prepare this vehicle so that it's fit enough for God or whatever.
yes.
Huh? Now, can you give me an example how you will do it? First, become the person, then prepare the vehicle.
For example, uh, let's say survival. Uh, the fight for survival from the person or from the egoic place. It is a very important fight because it fits
Yes.
that if it won't get involved in this fight, that it will cease to exist.
Yes.
So if it will not prepare itself for this process of survival, for example, everyone needs some specialized knowledge to earn livelihood or things like that. So if the person will not take interest in these things, then the life will go on. It will not stop, but it will be at the very low level.
Okay, so make it simpler for me. Make it simpler. So now you pick up that glass. Is it person picking up or God picking up?
This person, what is wrong?
That's what I'm asking. Because you said as a person, I must prepare this vehicle for God. So first, show me how that transition can happen. How do we know that this is person or God?
Yes, I have done the experiment that you suggested in the first day that we met. That if without any plan, without any planning, live your life and see what will happen. And I tried it 2 times, and I realized that even if I do not plan anything, then things go on by itself. In the present moment, what needs to happen happens, and the mind comes afterward to take the ownership of it. But in the present moment itself, it feels I am the doer. Okay.
Yes, it can feel like that, but is it true?
No, what you are diverting me from the topic.
Okay, let's come back to the topic. You said it seems to be that at least my job as a person is to prepare this vehicle so that it is fit enough for God. Now I'm saying that what is an action that you can take as a person?
As a person, whatever action is the action of mind. Okay, can I ask you something? That after the person is dissolved, have you learned some new things that which were not earlier.
So first to make it clear that when the person dissolves means the idea that I was the person dissolves. There is nothing tangible that actually dissolved, only the belief that I am the person that is dissolved.
After that, have you had any interest in learning anything? Or only the impulse or the movement that was happening before it continued to happen? And there was no any change in the flow after that.
Programming. There was a little
His
bit.
question is right in a way because I just example the whole the new initiative that you're trying you are starting
because of some motivation that I have to achieve something. I have to get but then these things I don't need anything else. Means there is no expectation either from the world or from the God. Then there is no motivation for doing anything. Right?
This is a presumption. Because what happens is then all the sages, when they discovered that there is no person there, then nothing, no expression of anything. Ramana Maharishi would not have built his ashram.
No. It's not like that. It is like it happened in the flow. For
Yes,
example,
all in the flow.
For example, the sages who were living a ashram continue to live in that way after the realization, and those who renounced the world in search of God continue to live in that way. So it happens in a flow. But the decision that whether should I live as a householder or as a monk is in the state in which one is identified as a person. So one was trying to achieve something, was trying to get somewhere.
This is a misunderstanding, you see, because you feel that what is happening is a result of some decision making. I have not found myself making a decision for a long time. I wait for the decision to appear.
No, not is an expectation. Expectation.
Expectation?
Yes. Decision is not. Decision is when informations are there, I am to take something, then by looking at the information, I decide what to do.
How?
By looking at the information.
You looked at the information, there are 3 roads. You have to go here, here, here. Then how do you decide?
In the present moment, whatever needed, the decision comes.
That's what I'm saying.
But expectation is something different. For example, there is this expectation that I have to realize the self or I have to find the truth. For this expectation, I will go in the trip of this entire world looking for the masters who would help me with that. So this is this expectation.
This sense that there should be a particular outcome.
Yes.
This is not there.
So if this outcome was not there, this person won't go in the trip of the world to search for the master.
Could still go. So this is the difference which I'm saying. You see? So this sense that this should lead only to this is not there. But in the way you will just find yourself walking towards the bus and you're saying that I'm going to go to Tiruvannamalai, I'm going to go to Rishikesh, I'm going to go to Vrindavan. You can say like that. But you can see actually that it's just moving on its own. Just like thoughts are moving on their own, you see that actions are moving on their own. And you have no expectation of the outcome. Doesn't mean that the action itself stops.
I'm saying that the actions will continue to move, but it will be like a vehicle was moving, and after the engine stops, it continues to move after a while, and then after a while it gets stopped. But because of the moment, what you call inertia, it moves a little bit further off, even after the engine stops. In the same way, in the body or in the physical movement, even if the person is not there no more, the movement still continues to happen. It is because of the inertia.
This is again a misunderstanding that it was because of the presence of the person that the movement was happening in the past. There never was the person is the understanding. So all that was always moving through the light of consciousness itself, and will continue to move the way that consciousness wants. The idea of being a person, whether it is there or not, has nothing to do with the actual movement of the body, movement of the world.
if that is so, then why it is that in most of the cases, after one has realized the self, that the motivation to achieve is no more there.
Yes, because there's no feeling that the outcome should be this or that. Everything is good. So you can say that there is no motivation.
Yes.
Doesn't mean that the action stops. Sometimes when this motivation is taken away, you find yourself much freer and action is moving just openly, you see. Because this feeling might be there that because I identified as a person, therefore I'm doing these actions. But actually, when you realize that never was a person, then who did the action earlier also?
Even if I were not realized that truth, and I were just to look openly at this statement that it is the God who were doing the activity all along, and the person who was just a being. Then it is seen in every practical case that, for example, let's say that someone wants to learn a new language. So in common scenarios, there is the expectation that if I will learn a new language, then this thing will happen. But once when one has realized the self, then there is no expectation, and then when there is no expectation, there will not be learning of any language.
No. Expectation is not there, but why does the action stop?
Why would you learn new language if you don't have any expectation?
Because you see that this is the way it is moving. There is no expectation that somebody should come to satsang and find freedom. Yet every day satsang is moving from here.
That's what I was saying, that if the you didn't prepare the vehicle before God to take over, it won't happen, because in many cases we see that
my simple point is that what is realized is that there never was a person that did anything at all. So this idea that as a person first, now I should have my vehicle prepared itself, when you picked up the glass, it was confusing, right? Did the person pick it up or did God pick it up? Just a conceptual thing.
No, it is not conceptual thing, it is spiritual thing. Because if the experience was that the God picked up the glass, then there was this sense that I had certain glimpses when I was witnessing that the activity was happening, but I was witnessing the activity but was not involved in the activity. But right now, when I pick up the glass, it is as if I am picking up the glass. But in that moment, what I saw is that I was not doing the bhajan. It was happening by itself.
That is just a question of where, in the presence of satsang, where your attention was placed. Your attention was firmly placed in the space of awareness, and little bit it was outside, so it was seeming more like the witnessing is here and all is happening through God. Now attention seems to be more with the hand and the body, so it seems like this is me that is doing it. Can you find the me that is doing it? It doesn't exist. No matter how much you believe that I am a cat, you cannot prove to me that a cat can do something.
It's not whatever question I asked, you apply a dwell on it.
I only speak what I see. This is one promise I made to myself, that I do not speak what I do not see. Because myself, I got so tired of listening to one who were just quoting from here and there and some mental thing. I made this solemn promise that I will not speak something which I do not see. I do not see the existence of a person, irrespective of where attention might be, here, there, wherever. I do not see. So how will you show me that a person did something? And I do not find a person anywhere.
What about that belief that was causing me trouble, that was holding me back?
You have to remind me.
How do I get rid of it?
Which one was it? The vehicle. But you see now already. I thought when you did the glass thing, it would be clear. How will you prepare something as a person? Get the person to come first. What will happen? Okay, let's deeply identify with our thought, and then movement of some activity will happen. Is that what you mean by personal doership? God can only pretend to be a person, never actually become one. And the pretend idea can never be a doer of anything.
We can talk about this only from the personal point of view. And if it is analyzed from the personal point of view, then you know how my
As long as it is clear to you that personal point of view means imagined point of view, then we can, as conversation, we can speak. You say, Azhar bhai, kya karna hai kal? We can say that. Needed.
From this point of view also.
Because? Just because if you leave it to God, He'll mess it up.
No. Because I know that there are many limitations in the physical realm. Today I am in front of you, maybe tomorrow I won't see you again. So I must clear it out.
Yes.
That prevents me from being involved.
Yes, but do you still feel that if this was our last meeting, do you feel that we must speak from the personal point of view or from the point of view of what is true? If it is our last meeting.
From what is true, there is no speaking, there is no question.
Yes.
That's why I only ask.
Yes, but even when there is no speaking, there is no question. Is there no communion? Communion? There might be no communication, but is there no merging?
My mind can't take anymore.
Yes, your mind has to give up soon.
It's just like a ghost in front of you.
That's
why I was seeing one person point of view, because when I am alone, I'm with myself. Then when I do the inquiry, then I have to discern between what is true and what is untrue. Then these guidance that you are giving right now will be of help in those times.
Anything that relies on a concept is not true. It's a simple thing you can apply. The truth does not rely on any concept. The truth is present here now, which you can see, which you are seeing actually. There is no satisfaction I can give to the mind.
But I know that when things are asked from the master, I have seen that whether it is verbally answered or not, the answer comes in some way.
You know, you were saying something about not being ready to open the door or not being You want to say play a little more. It's very simple, no? We played many games. You put different games into the console. Different games come. Then somebody said this will be the last game you will play, the freedom game. So they can come a point where you say, no, this is still enjoyable for me. I'm still playing, ma. Stop. It's okay. Mother is calling, come, enough. No, little more. Because I know it's the last game. It's okay, like this little bit of play is fine.
As long as your place community is fine.
Always here. It's freedom video games. Okay, some more questions. Aparna had said, Namaste Father, no matter what I see, what I experience or report, as you say, the confirmation should come from the Guru's mouth. And here, my prayer to you is that let anything seen be through your eyes. Whatever said be your words, and take me home with you forever. Love you, Father. My prayer is always be at your holy feet and be one with you. Thank you, Father. Love you so. Thank you, my dear.
Regarding the vehicle being fit for God or not, I used to also, for years I struggled. I felt that it has to be very pure.
Yeah.
And impurity meant like sexual activity and food and whatever sloth and those kind of things. And purity meant the right food and a very athletic, strong body, like that. And the more you contemplate, the more pure the body is. But I don't know where the shift has happened. It now feels that every vehicle is already an expression of God, no matter what it's showing, what it's displaying. And there can be, actually, there is no concept of pure or impure vehicle.
Exactly. Because as long as there's duality, as long as there's difference between me and God, then I can say, as devotion, nothing wrong with this also. You can say, I'm so devoted to you that I want to offer this vehicle to you. It's okay. At one point we can say these things. But once itself is dissolving, the sense of me is dissolving, and all that is found is this presence itself, then who's preparing what for who?
In addition to what you just said, there are the other practices where you work on raising your energies or anything. There is no judgment there, but I'm just very curious to say how is that any different from, how is that different from what we are inquiring here? And that seems like a lot of work. And so then the question comes in, why would somebody want to do that? But, I know
it's a good question. It's a good question. So I want to say a couple of things about this. One is that what happens with most practices is that the sense of I being a practitioner, the me being a practitioner identity itself becomes quite strong, and it adds to the egoic sense of personhood. So that is one thing. But what I will say on the flip side also is that if I had not done those in this play as it turned out, a lot of those yogic practices, kriya, all of this happened. Suchitra knows, we met at the Art of Living many years ago, that the mind was so much believed in, the thought was so much mine, it was so clear that all these thoughts are mine, that I felt that without this exercises, yoga, kriya, there was no distance at all between this witnessing and these thoughts. Okay? So the space of calmness, space of peace came, and then the contemplation, who am I, started taking hold. Before that, there was no interest, because even if a question would come, what is your purpose, or something like this, another thought would come so quickly and believed in so quickly that
We prepared the ground.
it's sort of prepared the ground. But now, when you're already here and you see that all there is this presence itself, there is no sense, there is no individual entity which I can find at all, then you see that all of this has been God's play and it continues to be God's play. So even this sense of doership, that I must do this or I must not do this, then dissolve. That's why I said it's okay. At some level, we can say that I'm so devoted to you, Guru or God, that I'm preparing this vehicle for you, I'm meditating, I'm chanting. It's okay.
Just as a query.
Yes.
Yeah. So does that practice become like a stepping stone?
It seemed like that in this experience here. It seemed like that.
Yeah.
For some, it can become the step,
That
the obstacle itself. For some, it can be because we can get too much into it, and all our life we're just perfecting our asanas and forget about why.
But there are many people I have met that have gone to a very higher
Yes.
because of
Yes.
this. And someone realize the self also.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. So for some, it can be a stepping stone. For some, it can be the end in itself. For some, it can be the obstacle.
It can be an end in itself.
Yes, because yoga itself says the same thing. Chitta vritti nirodha, which means, for me, in my rough translation, it is that we are not separating ourselves based on these vrittis or these tendencies which are occurring in the mind. So the vrittis itself, they seem to dissolve. The separation itself seems to dissolve because of that, and it's the yoga which itself means oneness, unity.
So these could be another method of
Yes.
dissolving the.
So some are just having conversations about this, and we call it Satsang. We're just speaking, contemplating together in the presence of the Sadguru. Some are doing practices, some are doing meditation, some are reading the scriptures. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's just
Yes. But here,
curious.
the question, this is the obvious question that comes, but if it can just be seen like this conversationally, then why go about jumping up and down? You have to go. You'll see.
When I started with Satsang and started listening to you.
Little louder so we can.
I started listening to Satsang, started listening to you, and then I heard this line a number of times that practice is not required. But my mind was always going on. No, some of it is required. Some of it is required. And it's weird. Today you're saying some of it is okay. But I feel it's not required. It's not required. You just need to notice something. It's not required.
I don't see the dichotomy.
I mean, I see you. I mean, I was saying from the other.
I know, because maybe in our first conversations also you asked this to me. Did you ask me or somebody asked me that this practice required because I belong to this thing where they have some practices. Was it you or one of you? Govil. So I don't remember what I would have said then, but usually what I say is it's not the practice itself which is trouble. It is the sense of being the practitioner which is the trouble.
Today I feel the practice is not
For what?
required.
Exactly. Yes, but if there is something, then if there's a sense that I am doing this, I am doing this, I am doing this, if that's the core of the practice, then that is bringing us more to this individualism or personhood. But if there is something by chanting it a few times, the sense of this me itself seems to dissolve away for some time, and you get a glimpse of this emptiness, then beautiful. As long as then we don't pick up and say, I did something so great. That, because the inquiry itself, some call it a practice. You can say, don't believe your next thought is a practice.
It is nice to see myself coming from there to here.
It's very true. It's very true. Yes, this is very true. That you say, but why? Like I was saying, why jumping up and down when you can just see? But I can tell you that the way it was playing out over here is that I needed the jumping up and down for something to settle. You see, something had to settle. Okay, some questions quickly. Let's see. Neil on YouTube asks, Namaste Ananta, how do I relax into unassociated sense of being or awareness from my sense of I amness? Does that happen by grace or could I expedite the process? See, the I amness itself is unassociated. I amness. I am. Unassociated. It is the I am person, I am man, I am seeker, I want freedom, I want to become unassociated. All of this itself is the association. So all association is conceptual. All association is thought-based. So how to become unassociated? Drop all concepts, drop all thoughts. And when I say all, then it sounds like, oh, so much to do. Actually, it is not. Only the next one. Now, if this happens, does that happen by grace? Or could I expedite the process? If on hearing this pointing, you drop the next thought, you don't believe the next thought, then that is grace. If somehow some thought comes and you give it belief and you use it for your inquiry, that is also grace. Then you will start seeing everything as grace. And there is nothing to expedite because it's all only been a pretend. No? Pretend. Right now, in this moment, you are unassociated, you are free. The way to get associated is to give life, to give belief to the next concept which goes through your mind. It's really as simple as this. Or did we miss some? No, we missed some question from Loni. Okay. Bhagwan said, if there is a choice, the only choice is to go along with the thought stream, the flow of thoughts or not. And then you will see that even this so-called choice was all the movement of consciousness itself. But as long as there is the sense that I am here and I can make a choice, then you make this choice. You see, whatever resistance your mind might be coming up with for this simple pointing, don't believe your next thought, Trust me, it works. I write it down and give it to you. Can I put my signature on it, stamp it, and say it works? So the mind will say, no, no, too simple. I'm too evolved for this. I want to go straight into awareness or something like that. Whatever the resistance might be.
The next thought is that it really works. You disbelieve it or you believe it.
Yeah, so you don't believe a thought about it, but you trust me that it works. And all of this, which seems so complicated, and how to stay as awareness or how to be unassociated, how does all of this happen? It will seem like nothing at all. Nothing at all. When we're not so enamored with the content of our thoughts. Okay, I said quickly. Earlier, Loni had asked, Dearest Ananta, there is so much longing for just being truth, no identification with person. It is heart aching, and yet situations occur where hindrances show up as to participate in satsang. Why? I mean, what makes these hindrances? It is seen that there is no me to do this. If it is seen that there is no me, then nothing will be seen as a hindrance. Because to whom is the hindrance? Your presence itself is satsang then. Once it is seen that there is no me, it is not just something which the mind is seeing. Once it is seen that there is no me, then your presence itself is satsang. And what can hinder satsang? These hindrances are completely meaningless without our interest in them. Nick says, Father, sorry, I have to use dark glasses and cover my sensitive eyes from glare. He had some procedure, no? You had a procedure, yes. But I'm happy resting more deeply with you here in Satsang presence, even as pain, discomfort associated strongly with falling apart, out of control is happening through this body. It is so amazingly simple to submit and surrender to this single openness space for the next thought that the mind cannot grasp and makes a confusion and a further suffering search of separation. Satsang is the best blessing in existence. Thank you. Thank you, my dear. And you look very cool actually right now. Very beautiful, he said, no? Submit to this openness. It is the space before the next thought comes. How many of us have just noticed, like, I picked up this word from Kapil now. Just notice this space before the next thought.
On your words. After a mini question.
Yes, yes.
Is consciousness give birth to the energy, or it is in the this final vibration that the consciousness is seen?
Does consciousness give birth to the energy, or
is in this final vibration that the consciousness arises?
the primal vibration itself is consciousness?
So there is no difference between consciousness and energy.
No, so we can say that it takes many forms. So the energy, we can say the energy of consciousness is expressing itself as anger, the energy of consciousness expressing itself as whatever, like thoughts, all phenomena, atoms and molecules, also is the energy of consciousness. So this primal vibration itself is consciousness.
So in your experience, what's the difference between the two?
Between
the two? Means are they so similar to be distinguished?
What? The primal vibration and consciousness?
The energy and the consciousness. Because there are many practices which makes use of the energy. They try to, as we all know, and then the individual resolves, and then one sees that it is the all one energy that exists. And in our method, the practice of Jnana Yoga, we see that it is the one conscious energy. Not I.
Yes, yes, yes.
So is both the same energy and the consciousness.
So if this sense of being, this presence of being itself is the home or the I am. It's the same. This is what I used to call the Immaculate Conception. Why the Immaculate Conception? Because everything in phenomena has phenomenal parents except this. This is the prime phenomena which comes from the non-phenomena. Being is born from awareness, and awareness is not phenomenal, yet being is phenomenal. So this itself, this being, is the primal vibration, is Om, is Atma. Yeah? So it is this sense I am, this consciousness, this primal energy, primordial sound, whatever you call it, it's the same.
Because according to the scripture, is the divine mother that gave birth to the creation of the cosmos.
Yes.
So the energy is the primal, and the consciousness is after the birth of the cosmos.
The way I look at it is that I look at Shiva as this non-phenomenal awareness itself, and I look at Shakti as this immaculate phenomena or Atma or primordial sound, being, whatever, consciousness.
But Divine Mother herself called her as the primal energy, that which created the whole creation.
Yeah. So this consciousness itself, for me, is the feminine aspect as is depicted in the scriptures. And the Shiva aspect is the non-phenomenal awareness.
Maybe it's like that only there is no duality as the consciousness of energy. The matter and the state are
Even science is coming to this conclusion. Energy and matter are the same.
I asked this because
Yep.
everyone favors what they practice.
Yes.
That's why.
Oh, look at that.
Hi, Father.
Hello, hello. What is this one doing there, firstly? What is this? She's supposed to be here reminding me of the time. It's more than 2.5 hours. Very happy. And then, so lovely you came. I was hoping you would come today on your birthday, my dear. Very, very, very happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much, God.
So much love and all my blessings. All my blessings.
Oh, Father, I love you so much. Father, my body has been sick for like 3 weeks, and I'm so sick, and I don't know when I'll be better, but it's been such great. It's been such great.
It'll be fine soon. It'll be very good.
Yeah. It's beautiful, no? It invites so many good contemplations on the body and identification with it. You know?
Yeah.
I was in the hospital yesterday and I was just looking like, you know, I couldn't find the one that the body belongs to, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, whose body is this?
Then no birthday for you. Huh?
This is the most like quiet, non-celebratory but so beautiful birthday. It's just like, because I just got home from the hospital 5 minutes before midnight as it was turning to my birthday, and I just went and sat outside. And there's no difference between, you know, birthday, no birthday, I don't know. What I just feel is like so much love flowing in today somehow from all the beings in this life, and just such gratitude and appreciation for them and for this expression and this dance, you know. It's just so beautiful. And I'm just so happy to share with you today also, Father. And a big, 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 big.
You too. So much love. We're going to start singing anyway. No? We start with happy birthday. The singers will sing happy birthday better than us.
Hi. Oh.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Florentina. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much. Wow. So beautiful.
So great to see you on It's just so right here.
Can Radhaji, can you sing a bhajan for us? Yeah.
You have anything in mind?
What is it?
Do you have anything in mind? Do you want?
Yes. What's it called? Oh, the one is so beautiful. Guru something. Guru Matya. Guru.
Guru Mata Pita?
It's like Goti Pranam or something like this. He sang it to Guruji in Rishikesh.
Guru Mata Pita?
That
Is that
one.
the one?
Yes, yes, yes.
गुरु मात पिता गुरु बंधु सखा गुरु मात पिता गुरु बंधु सखा तेरे चरणों में स्वामी कोटि प्रणाम तेरे चरणों में स्वामी कोटि प्रणाम प्रियतम तुम्हीं प्राणनाथ तुम्हीं प्रियतम तुम्हीं हृदयनाथ तुम्हीं तेरे चरणों में स्वामी कोटि प्रणाम तेरे चरणों में स्वामी कोटि प्रणाम तुम्हीं भक्ति हो तुम्हीं शक्ति हो तुम्हीं मुक्ति हो मेरे सोम शिवा तुम्हीं मुक्ति हो मेरे सोम शिवा गुरु मात पिता गुरु बंधु सखा तेरे चरणों में स्वामी कोटि प्रणाम तुम्हीं प्रेरणा तुम्हीं साधना तुम्हीं प्रेरणा तुम्हीं साधना तुम्हीं आराधना मेरे सोम शिवा तुम्हीं आराधना मेरे सोम शिवा गुरु मात पिता गुरु बंधु सखा तेरे चरणों में स्वामी कोटि प्रणाम तुम्हीं प्रेम हो तुम्हीं करुणा हो तुम्हीं प्रेम हो तुम्हीं करुणा हो तुम्हीं प्रेम हो तुम्हीं करुणा हो तुम्हीं मोक्ष हो मेरे सोम शिवा तुम्हीं मोक्ष हो
मेरे सोम शिवा गुरु मात पिता गुरु बंधु सखा तेरे चरणों में स्वामी कोटि प्रणाम तेरे चरणों में स्वामी कोटि प्रणाम प्रियतम तुम्हें प्राणनाथ तुम्हें प्रियतम तुम्हें हृदयनाथ तुम्हें तेरे चरणों में स्वामी कोटि प्रणाम तेरे चरणों में स्वामी कोटि प्रणाम
Can I just say one? Mohana, Mohana Muralidhara, Mohana Muralidhara, Mohana Muralidhara, Mohana Muralidhara, Mohana Muralidhara, Mohana Muralidhara, Krishna Govind Krishna Krishna Govind Krishna Mana Mohana Mohana Krishna Muralidhara Mohana Muralidhara Krishna Muralidhara Mohana Krishna Govind Krishna Krishna Govind Krishna Mana Mohana Mohana Krishna Muralidhara Mohana Muralidhara Krishna Muralidhara Mohana Muralidhara Krishna Govind Krishna Krishna Govind Krishna Mana Mohana Mohana Krishna Muralidhara Mohana Muralidhara Krishna Muralidhara Mohana Muralidhara Krishna Govind Krishna Krishna Govind Krishna Mana Mohana Mohana Krishna Muralidhara Mohana Muralidhara Krishna Muralidhara Mohana Muralidhara Krishna Govind Krishna Krishna Govind Krishna Mana Mohana Mohana Krishna Muralidhara Mohana Muralidhara Krishna Muralidhara Mohana Muralidhara Krishna Govind Krishna Krishna Govind Krishna Mana Mohana Mohana Krishna Muralidhara Mohana Muralidhara Krishna Muralidhara Mohana Muralidhara Krishna Muralidhara Mohana Muralidhara Krishna Muralidhara Mohana Muralidhara
Swagatam Krishna. Swagatam Krishna. Swagatam Krishna. Swagatam Krishna. Swagatam Suswagatam Sharanagatam Krishna. Swagatam Suswagatam Sharanagatam Krishna. Swagatam Krishna. Swagatam Krishna. Swagatam Krishna. Swagatam Krishna. Swagatam Suswagatam Sharanagatam Krishna. Swagatam Suswagatam Sharanagatam Krishna. Swagatam 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 Krishna. Okay, Claire, my love, we can play the invocations now.
Sorry, I'll just try again. Sorry.
Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Dhyanamulam Gurur Murti, Pujamulam Gurur Padam, Mantramulam Gurur Vakyam, Mokshamulam Gurur Kripa, Mokshamulam Mujiji Kripa, Mokshamulam Anantaji Kripa. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu, sarvesham shantir bhavatu, sarvesham purnam bhavatu, sarvesham mangalam bhavatu, sarve bhavantu sakhina, sarve santu niramya, sarve patrani pashantu, magasyet yugabak bhavet. Asato masat kamiya, tamaso ma jyotir gamiya, mrichur ma amritam gamiya. Om Purnamida Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Brahma Paramastu. Om Shri Satguru Bhagavan Ki Jai. Om Shri Satguru Mujiji Ki Jai.
Thank you all so very much for being in Satsang today. Sadguru Shri Mujiji Ki Jai.
Jai.
Satguru Shri Ananta Ji Ki Jai.
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 Yay.
Thank you, my love. We can turn the broadcast off now.